5 targets in this game, 16 yards.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people felt like George Kittle would have a bigger imprint on this game. But again, a win is a win is a win. You don't have to have the big numbers. But I guess if we can credit the Vikings defense for something,
yeah,
they did pretty well against Kittle.
He didn't have to do much.
I don't know if I can credit them for that, right? Because that's always complimentary to the run game. I mean, if you look at what George Kittle did in the run game, they didn't stop him. Yeah. And specifically, I mean, we've talked a lot this entire show. We haven't given any shout-outs to the offensive line yet, who dominated this entire game. I mean, when you looked at Breida and you looked at Mostert and you looked at Coleman, they weren't being touched till 5 yards down the field. And I know they're creative and they do a lot of, hickory dickory before the play snap. But even still, this offensive line dominated, and Kittle was a part of that.
All right, we've talked a lot about Jimmy G. We have not talked about Kirk Cousins. We'll get a chance to talk about him, but let's hear from Kirk first as he's stepping up to the podium now. Sitting on him right now.
Right. You need a chair most. We need to start bringing you a chair. We don't got no extra people in here. Oh, it's different. All right, let's do it. Locals, y'all got anything first? My guys, no?
Take us through the interception.
Yeah, we were in man. It was third down. He gave me an inside release. He gave me a little too much at the top of his route. I knew what the route was. I beat him to the spot. Kirk threw a very catchable ball. Appreciate it. And I was able to make the play.
Richard, what was the feeling at halftime? You guys have played 5 really close December games. You don't have a big lead. What was the feeling like in there?
Oh, it doesn't really matter. If you're winning, you're losing. Regardless, you got to complete. You got to compete for 30 more minutes. So that was the mindset. It was to compete for 30 more minutes. And we have, one of the best defenses in football. I think our pass defense is the best since 2009 or something, the lowest number. You know what I mean? And people just keep disrespecting us. And at the end of the day, all you can do is go out there and impose your will and execute, and that's what our D-line and our secondary and our linebackers were able to do. Our offense did a great job of scoring points and taking advantage of the opportunities.
With you guys getting Quan and Tart and D back, what do they sort of feel like the first half of the season defense with those guys?
Yeah, it felt good. It felt good. That's what we look like when we're totally healthy. Those guys make a huge difference in our defense. They play fast. They recognize things, just having veteran presence. They understand how teams are trying to attack us. They understand what they're seeing. They play fast. The moment's not too big for them. D obviously makes a huge impact on third down and on passing situations. So we're thankful to have them all back. Tart does a great job of recognizing things, playing fast, and being in the right spot. And he made a huge difference. All 3 of them made a huge difference in this game.
Your pick, the offense went eight plays, all runs, and scored. Do you feel like that seemed to kind of break them a little bit? Did you feel that on the sideline?
I mean, we weren't, honestly, on defense, you just keep going next play. I don't know if it broke them or not. Our team, we got a good offense, and Kyle calls a heck of a game, and he's tough to deal with. So we just try to worry about things we can control on defense, going out there and getting another shot. So, honestly, it was nice to get the touchdown, but we're just ready for our next snaps.
You guys stopped the run early in the game and throughout the game. What was it like? What's it for the team around to dictate your will throughout the game?
That's what we expect to do. I think throughout the year, people get fooled. They're like, oh my God, they can't stop the run because we get up in ball games and people run for some yardage and there's leaky yardage in there, and you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, we're thankful. Salah called a fantastic game. I heard a lot of people and read a lot of media reports talking about this game would decide the Cleveland Browns coaching position, between their offensive coordinator and Salah. And if that's the way they want to decide it, I think Salah put on a great performance, and he deserves consideration. He's called great games throughout the year. This was a masterpiece of just him knowing his personnel, having his personnel, and just coming up with a fantastic plan and us executing it. So he deserves a ton of credit. He deserves to be a head coach. Who knows if it will play out that way. Obviously, there hasn't been a lot of hires of coaches of color or minority coaches. So you never know. But, I think he deserves the spot, and he's done everything he can to put himself in position for it.
Richard Bose has been good all year, but did he seem particularly good in this game?
I got to watch the tape. Honestly, you guys get a better look. I'm back there chasing people around the whole game, but he's an incredible player. Bosa, you can't say enough positive things about him and his play and his impact. Run game, pass game. He's just a dominant player, and he wants to be dominant every down. He never gets complacent. He's always working. Motor's always going. So we're grateful to have him.
Hey, Richard, on your pick, was that an anticipation interception, if you will? I mean, where you saw the pattern and read the quarterback, or
it was man coverage. I get tired of hearing, oh man, he's a zone corner. I get tired of hearing the excuses for why I'm great. It was man coverage. I covered the man. I picked the ball off. In the playoffs, in big games, I show up. I show up year in, year out. whether it's 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, unless I tear my Achilles, I'm out there and I'm doing my job at a high level. And I think I get tired of the excuses, you know, for why I'm good. Oh, my God, they're playing zone. Oh, my God, it was this guy. Oh, my God, receiver slipped. Oh, my God. It's like, why don't other people get those ops then? You know what I mean? There's a lot of other corners out there who have the same ops I have, you know.
Why do you think that is?
It's odd. It's like people got frustrated that I was so confident early on in my career. I was so confident early on so that people wanted me to fail. And when I didn't fail, it's like, how do we tear him down in other ways? How do we find a way to tear him down? You know what I mean? How do we find a way to rip his game apart? Because I'm too consistent on a year-in, year-out basis. You know, since I got in the league, every category that matters to a corner, I'm number one in. Completion percentage, interceptions, touchdowns against, yards, like completion percentage, passer rating. You know, if that was any other corner, it wouldn't even be a conversation. But, you know, I just get tired of it. You know, in the playoffs, I played in 13 games now. Zero touchdowns given up, 3 interceptions. Like, show me somebody else doing it like that, and then I'll enjoy the argument. You know what I mean? But there isn't.
So how satisfying is it?
Richard Sherman, 38 regular season and postseason picks. That's 9 more than anybody else.
I think he's ready to play some more football. He went in there as another corner. He's still got something to prove.
Jimmy G with a solid job and a 49ers win. We got more post-game coverage on the way here on NFL Network. Keep it here. You're watching Game Day Highlights presented by Pepsi.
Why are you mad, bro?